Okay. So yeah, how are y'all doing, people?
My interviewer.
How y'all doing? Hey, we have a special guest. Wait, welcome. Wait, let's give it up. Welcome to another episode of the Table Talk with Debbie. And today we have a very special guest. Her name is Dr. Omowunmi Adekoya. Give me some, give me some, give me some, give me some for how. All right, can you hear me? Gosh, like the video is slow. Can you hear me?
Yeah, it is. Yes, I can.
Okay.
Clearly.
Okay. All right. So let's get straight into the video without further ado. Let's get into it. So please tell us about yourself. Our dear viewers, we want to know who you are. So please tell us about yourself.
All right. So I'm Dr. Omowunmi Adekoya, as you said.
Yes.
I am a medical doctor, and I'm married with a kid, and I'm God's daughter and a lover of God. So that's
Amen. Hallelujah. Somebody. All right. That's nice. So you talked about being married. How long have you been married?
I'm married for 1 year, 7 months, and 16 days.
Hey, see, details are big. She knows the exact detail. That's good. That's good. That's what we do. Okay. So how did you know that your man, your hubby was the one? Tell us, because this is what you tell your single self. So you're trying to educate both singles, and I believe that even married folks are also going to get one or two things from this discussion also. So tell us, how did you know that your one was the one?
Okay, my one was the one, right?
Yeah.
Well, so in March 2017, we had a function where I attended and he also attended, and then we got talking and we lost contact. We didn't talk so much for a couple of weeks, and then we attended the church program together, and then we connected. So at this time, we were kind of like friends, and somehow I just liked this young man, and he really made me happy beginning to come. But when I suspected that possibly feeling to come, I told my father about it.
So you told who?
And he didn't. My father, God, I prayed
Okay,
about it. Okay,
hallelujah,
so
somebody.
that's
Need
what
to
I
get that
mean.
clear.
And so yeah, and then he didn't say no, and he didn't somehow say yes expressly. Just kind of led me on. And so when my friend should I say potential husband
Okay.
told me how he was led to me, my God, I also prayed about it again. And what I actually had was peace, funny enough. And I had peace, I was satisfied, and he made me happy when I told God about it. I had no restrictions. And then God also gave me some other confirmations in different ways, in which He made me know that this one was the one.
Okay. Thank you very much. That's lovely. I don't know if you can share with us a bit more, because sometimes some people, okay, you've prayed about this person, but you're not so sure. So was your own defining factor, was it just the peace you felt? Maybe is there any of the other confirmations that you can share with us, so that at least viewers or others listening can have an idea? Because some people may feel like just having peace about something is not enough. Like, it's not, marriage is not something that you just want to go in, based on, yeah, you want to like be really sure about it. So can you, if there's anyone you can share with us, or how did you know for sure, like, okay, sometimes one can be friends with someone and all of that, and you like feel okay with this person. People have different ways that they hear God. Some they hear a loud voice, some soft whisper. So can you just shed more light on that, like how you like were 100% sure that, okay, yeah, this is the person my Father in heaven wants me to, go on with life, go on about life, please. Yeah.
Okay. So for understanding purposes, when I
Yeah.
say my father, I don't actually mean my earthly father. I
Yeah.
mean
Yeah.
my heavenly father. So
Yeah.
just so
Yeah.
you understand that.
Yeah.
If I want to talk about my earthly father, I would specify.
Okay, it's all right.
So, after we met, before I met this month, I had been praying like we usually do. And then I didn't really have like he must be like this, or it must be like this, he must be from this tribe, or I didn't have those specifics. There was something I told I wanted a man that would hold my hands and both of us will walk into heaven together. I told him that I wanted his
Amen.
son. I told him that I had given God my heart and that he should keep it and give that heart to me. He wanted to have it. So I told God all those things. I wasn't really thinking about marriage then. I was
That's the
thinking more
right
about
word, word,
career
word,
and all
word.
of that. So so when we started talking, my husband was just cool. He was just like a friend, someone you just meet. And that day we sat, we gisted, we talked, and then it was at a church program. So I told him that, oh, I wanted to take a walk, and we took a walk and we prayed and all of that. There was nothing happening then.
Special
And
work.
then
Yeah, sorry.
after a couple of days and weeks, when after a couple of days specifically, he shared with me what God had laid in his mind. And usually I had a habit of always praying about every guy that came before I started getting like attached to them, because I didn't want a situation where I would I would think that I would start having feelings and emotions, and then I would pray about it and I would not be sure. I didn't want anything that would like scratch my heart. That heart was really tender and it's too tender. So when I prayed about it, when I say peace, now this peace is not just like having peace, like, okay, being satisfied with something. It was something that I had never really experienced. In fact, if I describe it, the peace I had, I describe it as it was so solid that I could take a knife and slice through it. It seemed to me like there was a cake on the table. It seemed so physical, something that I could hold. It was just different. So I had perfect peace. I was sure. I had no atom of doubt. And for me, basically, that's how I've been receiving from God. Sometimes I just know that this is what I'm supposed to do. That's how I hear from God, basically. Not always, it's not every time I get dreams or
Yeah.
an audible voice or something. I just know that this is what I'm supposed to do and this is how I'm supposed to move. It just comes strongly to me. So that came strongly to me, one. Another thing that came was that when there was a day we're talking and he said something. He said that he wants to walk into heaven holding hands with his wife
Okay.
and children. And remember, that was what I asked God for. The way
Uh-huh.
he said it, it was exactly what I asked God for. It was not a statement that someone just, says randomly.
Yeah.
He said it
Yeah.
exactly the way I asked God. And that was another confirmation. Another thing is during the course of our courtship, there were some challenges and uh, times that probably I would question again that, Umi, are you really sure about this? But one thing that stood was that I had that peace I had at the beginning, that assurance, that knowledge that this is it. It never shook. It never changed. It was just perfect. And And of course, he was a child of God. Yes, came along with that. We and then remember I told God that I wanted him to give my heart to someone that he chose. He gave my heart to this man because really I loved him, like, and I still do love him. Like he
Hey,
was just, I was
hey,
just happy
hey.
anytime he was around. So those were
Okay.
those were the things that also yeah, so these were things that also made it clearer and made me more sure. That conviction I had at the beginning never changed. It was just that.
Okay.
So I hope it's clearer now.
Yeah, yeah, it is. Thank you so much for sharing that. So from what you said, I can say that yes, it's very important that we have that conviction for ourselves that okay, this is who God is, wanting us to settle down with. We have our own conviction, and it's based on our relationship with God, right? Because if you hadn't been hearing from God before,
Yeah.
identifying His voice in that situation, the situation of marriage, praying for a life partner may not have been as easy and as smooth, you know. So it's necessary, our viewers, that we develop a relationship with God concerning every issue of our lives. It's not only when it comes to marriage, we want to start seeking the face of God for something. Every area of our lives, career, place to live, and all of that. So, and even marriage. Yeah. So thank you so much for that. So, and you also pointed out that there was a time, like maybe because of challenges, you maybe contemplated your decision. Okay, is this God? Is this really? But because you had that strong conviction, it kind of helped you, right, to still forge ahead regardless of whatever challenge you were experiencing.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. So I also want to ask, did you have a dream man image, and what would you tell your single self about it or about that? We ladies, anyway, I feel like everybody shall we like having, the kind of man we want to have, he must be this tall, he must be I don't know, I don't want to start giving maybe all the so that people will not say, maybe that's what this is, that's what of this sister's mind. Let me just keep quiet. But we all have, that, should I say, idea of the kind of man we want. Yes. So, did you have a dream man image? Then, what would you tell your single self about it?
Okay. 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 So I didn't exactly have a dream. Like, okay, of course, everybody has a dream. Let me not start like that. So what I really wanted was what I said, that one, I was really particular about him being a child of God, and that's the holding my hands and
Okay.
walking into heaven
Mm-hmm.
together with him. Why? Because I had a relationship with God, and I didn't want marriage to take that away from me. I was quite close to God, and I didn't want being married to take that. So I really wanted that. And then I and then for physicals, mm, God added the physicals, the things I wanted physically. Yes, a fine man, all of
Oh
that. I wasn't so
yeah.
specific about. I
Uh,
wasn't so like how
very
forceful about
picky.
that. But God added it. God gave me exactly that, what I used to think about. Like, yes. And even the physical attributes I wanted, God, that I just thought that, yeah, I like this. I like this in a guy. God
Uh,
gave it to me. So, yes,
hey.
the physical part was settled
Mm-hmm.
and the spiritual part was settled.
From expectations. So, did you have any expectations like before marriage? Like, okay, what you want your marriage to be like? Sometimes we have expectations. Okay, we want this person to do this. So my spouse and I will be doing this one, blah blah blah, whatever, whatever. So, yeah, did you have any expectations, and how did you go about it?
Okay. So I had a lot of imaginations
Oh
actually.
yeah, I'm not alone.
But initially, actually, marriage used to freak me out. Why? Because there are so many stories about how this did not work out, and even people who married so-called will of God still have broken homes and this and that. So there were lots of stories all around. And then sometimes you see things from an outsider's point of view. You look
Yeah,
at the person's marriage and really, even amongst Christians. So it used to freak me out a lot of times.
yeah.
So, and then for a long time before getting married, I used to even be scared of marriage. I didn't want to get married originally. So, but God changed that, and so praying and all of that and studying God's word, He changed that. So I wanted to get married. So when I was about to get married, I wanted someone that was going to really love me. Like I wanted
I know,
marriage the
right?
way it's meant to be, like not something that not something that you're just managing or
Yeah.
patching, or you're just like, let's just do it. I didn't want all of that. I wanted, people also, and then when you look at the society around, people will say, oh, he's going to cheat. Oh, she's going to do this. Oh, he's going to do that. She's going to do that. They talk about a lot of things, a lot of vices concerning marriage. And then you look at the divorce rate and all of that. So it I didn't want any of that because as far as I was concerned, I didn't have to have any of that. So
Exactly.
I used to have imagination of how it would be beautiful and how it would be good, and I talked to God about it. So I wanted a good marriage. I wanted a perfect marriage, and I told myself that it was going to work. So those were my expectations.
So
Okay,
what would you tell?
so
Okay.
your next question, I didn't get the full. You said my
Okay. So what would you
expectations.
tell your single self about it?
I would tell my single self to just chill, sincerely. I'll say, Wumi, just chill, calm down. It's going to be fine. Because in all sincerity, the things you see outside is not is not necessarily what is going to be inside. One thing about marriage that I have learned is that it's not a one-way journey. What I mean is like it's a dynamic journey. Like it's just it encompasses a whole lot of things. So I would tell myself to chill and take one day at a time, take one step at a time. In all sincerity, it is beautiful compared to what people say. And I am happy. It has been beautiful for me. And I would say, Wumi, calm down. Marriage is beautiful. You're going to be fine.
Okay. Thank you very much. So yeah, disclaimer, my airtime, my this battery is about to go low. So let's see how we can rush how we can rush through
Okay.
this because there's no light. Yeah.
All
So do
right.
you feel like so far are there any preparations you feel you should have made before getting married that maybe would have helped you in any way? Do you feel like you went in well prepared for it?
Hmm. In all sincerity, there's something I told someone, and that's what I believe. All the books you read in this life cannot 100% prepare you for marriage. That's my own opinion. Yes, it will give you an idea
Yeah.
and give you what's expectations and, to an extent, open your mind. But it cannot 100% prepare because marriage on its own is like every situation needs its own, you need to handle it uniquely. So, yes, in preparations, we had counseling, marriage counseling, and that was very
Okay.
good. There were couples that counseled us. And then we had personal preparations, of course, reading books and praying and all of that. So those ones are also very good. But one key thing that I have learned is that even when you even enter, walk with God. When I say walk with God, I mean that, for example, in a situation where you guys have a little misunderstanding, a little misunderstanding can be something that can just blow off in a few minutes and you guys are back to gisting and all, depending on how you handle it. And it can be something that can be a big deal. So if you say walk with God, personally, an experience I learned is that God will tell me, Wumi, submit to your husband. Or he will tell me, be quiet at this time. Even if I'm upset about something, I've realized that if I disobey God at that minute, I would suffer for it because it would not go well. So, but when he tells me to be silent, then I'll be silent. When he tells me submit, submit. When he tells me listen, listen. So the basic thing to do is to walk with him continuously, not comparing with what A is doing in their own marriage or B is doing in their own marriage. Do you and do what daddy tells you to do.
That's right. That's right. Thank you so so much. So just before we round up, I'm praying this the Lord holds this thing now. Okay. So
He
what do you
will. He
miss
will.
about Amen? What do you miss about being single? Is there anything you miss at all? Like when I was single, blah blah blah. Marriage is a blessing, but is there anything you miss about your singlehood?
Oh, okay. Well, I think that those two things are things you shouldn't put side by side, really.
Okay.
They are individual, they are
Yeah.
unique in their own part. For
And they're
example,
just phases. Yeah.
before then, before then, I could just stand up and walk and disappear and go somewhere. First, okay, hello.
Maybe. Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes. So before, um, sorry, Debbie,
It's okay.
you
No
have to
problem.
edit all the parts. Okay. So one thing is that before I was married, I could just jump up and disappear and go somewhere. I didn't really have to
Yeah.
think about
Uh-huh.
anybody. I didn't have to put anybody's concerns um before mine or
Yeah.
together with mine. But now I have to put all those concerns
That's right.
before mine and together with mine. I have a son, I have a husband, I have to think about them.
That's
But one
right.
thing I realize is I'm happy doing it. It's
Sure.
something that I want to do because they make me happy also.
Yeah.
And then I think I could just make decisions without thinking about anybody or thinking about anything. But now I have to pass it through this person and see if he's
Yeah.
comfortable with
Yeah.
it. So those are differences about things, but really they are unique in their own way because
Yeah.
you, I'm happy doing it.
Definitely. So thank you so much. And it's another blessed stage. So whatever it is, every stage, dear viewers, you just have to keep enjoying it, whether you're single, whether you're married, keep enjoying it. Sorry, we want to go further than this, but hold our father. Anyways, yeah, we want to do more, but we can't because this stuff is about to, go off. So in your last words, our dear guest, please can you tell us one or two things you want to tell any single out there, single brother or single sister concerning marriage, or advice you want to tell them?
Okay, so my advice is this: marriage is beautiful, no matter what anybody says. It's something that will make you happy as long as you do what God wants you to do. When you're trying to decide who you want to get married to, a lot of people will come. It's always advisable that before you start getting committed, put them before your Father, put them
Yeah.
before God, and be sure. One, two, God will not speak to two people or three people the exact same way. You should know how He speaks to you. It may not be so elaborate. It may not be so me. I used to always wish, oh, I'll see an angel, and oh, God will appear to me. I used to
This
imagine those
is
experiences. Till today, I've not had such experience. But that does not mean that the way He speaks to me is any less
yeah.
less beautiful. So understand how He speaks to you and do that. Three, prepare for marriage. One part that I was going to talk about was the sexual intimacy part. You should prepare for that, both as a man or as a woman. It's not necessary that you practice it before, because even God did not
Yeah.
design it to be practiced before. But you
Oh
should
my.
read book.
Okay.
You should learn what is what. And then finally, do you, as I said, and be happy. Follow God.
Okay, thank you so much. It was fun. So we have to go now because this is about, I need this thing to convert before we go up. All right, thank you so much.
You're
Please leave
welcome. You're
your
very, very
comments in the
welcome. Thank you
comment
for having me.
section. Viewers, we'll talk later. Hopefully, if we can do this again, we'll do it. Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.